Hello and welcome. This has been such an amazing journey with the Create Your Dream Event Planning Business Challenge. And we wanted to get together with you. Lee Richter, CEO of the Event Planners Association is here. Joey Toth with David Tutera Events is here. And of course, the rest of the team is here. And we want to talk about highlights of this experience and really what's next. How do you leverage this experience and how do you leverage what you've learned to take this all, to the next level in your event planning business and really set yourself up for success? And what are the best next steps for you? So with that, I would love to welcome the amazing Joey Toth to the virtual stage to talk a little bit about how this has been for you and what you suggest in terms of next steps for people that really want to set themselves up for success with their event planning business.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on this Labor Day Monday morning. We're excited. We're excited to close out the challenge today. It's challenge number 3, which was really very exciting because we saw an even higher level of engagement. I guess our 10% worked here too, where we saw that up leveling even in the challenges. And the participation and how everyone was showing up and what was happening. I have received now, I think it's over 50 emails just that have come into me of you guys have implemented the steps right away, whether it was just from this challenge or all 3 challenges combined, but there's been such amazing feedback of what everyone is seeing that this works. The concepts, they are simple concepts in some cases, but they're simple concepts in some cases that we look over because we almost sometimes try to say, oh, well, I don't really need to do that piece, or that's not quite as important, but we shine the light. And I think that's through coaching, through mentorship, through challenges like this, you get the opportunity to reconnect with your passion, to get the light shined in some areas that might have been a little dark for you and you might not have been paying as much attention to. And it's that great opportunity to reconnect with yourself and what you're doing. And that's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose as we close out the challenge today is what are you going to do next? That's why for graduation, I was so blown away that I asked a simple question as we closed out Wednesday of please come to graduation with your 5 action steps. What are your next 5 action steps? Everyone filled it out. Everyone was just typing away so fast and furious in Zoom. We tried keeping up with it. We just had to wait till after the call and review it then. And it was amazing because the 5 action steps, they connected to everything that we've been talking about because they're powerful. Aren't they, Lee? I mean, that's what Lee and I don't think, I think somebody should be a fly on the wall at some point. We should probably record the calls, but I, talk to Lee, I call her I pull over on the side of the road so we can just continue to chat and catch up on what's next, what's happened and where's everything at. And it's really exciting to see. And I hope that you guys have that same level of excitement too. In our Get Started with Lee and I, that's something that we are going to really look to. It's separate from the Mentor with David program because this Get Started, it's for either those people that aren't ready for the Mentor with David program or want more, which is always awesome. And we're excited to give you more. And so in it, Lee and I really want to take this focus of what do we learn from these 3 challenges and the feedback that we've gotten and execute even more of that visioning, more of the business questions, the operation pieces, more of those juicy nuggets that we can help support you on that will create real results. Because that's something that Lee and I are very big on, our results. Isn't that so, Lee?
Absolutely. And what I love is, Joey, you're right. If someone was a fly on the wall, they would have seen all these calls that you and I had behind the scenes, excited about this community and seeing them just light up and come together. And I was talking to the team this morning in our little group call before we hopped on Zoom with everyone and before we hopped on Facebook Live. And what happened was we were talking about how this feels like the beginning of a movement. This is a movement we're creating together. And what's super fun is we feel like we're in the cool kids club because we're inside this mentorship with David, and we're seeing his perspective on how to lead this movement and how to not only serve our clients where we have in the past, but make it even better for our future that we're making. We're making it better because we've now created online opportunities that didn't exist before. And when we have people like RJ in the room showing us what it's like to be a pioneer in ManyChat and using new ways, what we see is we can engage better. We can make it fun. We can all be superheroes together. And it didn't have to be boring, actually. It was a lot of fun. And you're right, just like you, Joey, I got all these private messages and emails from people saying how they literally are thinking different. And of course, so many people are begging for another challenge. But we promised 3 from the beginning. We did deliver 3. And in the beginning, we had 400 people. And now we have more than 8,000 people. And that only happened in 3 months. That only happened in 3 months. And it multiplied because of your enthusiasm. It multiplied because people like Joey and David are showing up, and they're showing you, and they're modeling for you what the future is like for them. And we get to see inside this like really special life, and then take what we want and apply it to ours. And so, Joey, I'm so grateful to you and David for saying yes. I had Larissa the other day ask me, like, how did we make this happen? How did we get 15 hours of David to Tara pouring into the community as a gift? I mean, who does that? No one does. And we're still pinching ourselves. Larissa will tell you, like, we're pinching ourselves saying, we can't believe we were able to make this happen. And we're in gratitude. We feel complete, getting our our certificates for graduation was just icing and an actual bonus that we never expected. But the team stood up, did their best to make sure everyone felt honored and seen. And now we opened it up so you guys could put videos online and you can connect with the community at a deeper level. And I saw, like, Sherry posted a video and she had her certificate, and so did Brenda. And I saw you guys, Francesca, everyone was celebrating you and winning your scholarship, which, congratulations, we announced that on Saturday. And David, how did it feel for you when you announced that Francesca was being honored for her commitment and for her open-mindedness and actually modeling great behavior and great leadership in this community while managing 2 little ones at home? So, like, how did it feel for you, Joey, to be part of that, awarding a scholarship?
That's what it's about. It's about seeing everyone's success. It's about seeing excitement, and seeing Francesca's excitement was so over the top amazing. And it just boiled over. I was so excited that we got to give a scholarship. It's something that I know I look to do in the experience from time to time. It's not something that we ever promote or put out there that there is that this might happen. It's something that really happens organically. And that's how I love to operate too, is in that organic way of, or when something just reaches out to you for some reason, you just go with it and you make it happen. We do that a lot. We did that even like this summer with our virtual wedding that came to us, the couple that came to us. We never put out a contest for virtual weddings or to host one for the frontline workers or anything like that. But we got these emails and we kept on reading things and decided, you know what, let's do something with this. And I think that's what, with Francesca's scholarship, it was about, there was an opportunity there. There was an opportunity to award a scholarship that just made sense. And I think when we all do that in our lives and in our businesses, of look for where opportunities just make sense. They're just in front of you. And it's something that's going to be so meaningful and impactful, then do it. And that's what we got to do with this scholarship for Francesca. I'm so excited with that. Lee was asking me, Lee, when we were speaking on Saturday, we were talking about, you really want to do a yoga session with me. And one of the things that I share is yoga isn't just the movements. Yoga isn't just, getting into all these different positions and sitting on a mat. Yoga is all around you and whatever you do. It's all about a mindset. And it starts with the choice. And this whole challenge, and just like the scholarship, was a choice. It was a choice for us to come together and to act on it. And we all, one of the big key pieces for all of us, to all of our success, comes down to that simple thing of choice. But what really isn't. And choices, they are situations that happen in your life that you get to act on. You can choose to not act, or you can choose to act. So what do you prefer to do? I would prefer to act. Act and find opportunity. Act and see how you can grow, how you can make a difference, how you can make an impact. Because when you do those things, you smile more, you get more excited, it reignites your passion, and it helps you to do bigger and better and more amazing things. And believe it or not, that's yoga. Mic drop right there. So,
it's funny, our friend Joe Polish, who just loves yoga so much, he always says, yeah, you do yoga a couple times a week, it changes a little bit in your life, but if you do yoga every day, it absolutely changes your life in every facet. So it's like you said, it's not just the poses, it's the mindset, it's the just sitting down and creating the intention of going inside your body to the cellular level. And that's some of the stuff we talked about on this challenge and shared, is the self-care is just as important as your business development care, if not more, because you as the leader, the CEO, the entrepreneur, you guys need to take care of yourself first. We all do. And we were so lucky to have sound therapy, and we also had Reiki, and we talked about happiness science, and we talked about meditation. And the reason we did was so that all of you know that this is something that is important in your life. Yoga is one of the things for Joey and David that works so well, but it's based on 4,000 years of principles for a reason. It's been helping generations before us go inside their body and take care of themselves and take care of their mind. And it helps all of us too.
Simplify that, Lee. I think it's not just even yoga, it is the self-care. Self-care is the more important actually than operations, marketing, anything else. Because if you're not feeling great, if you're not in your best place, you're not going to do your best work. It will, feel like you're just pushing that boulder up a hill, or that the boulder falls down on you every day and you have to push it off you every day. One of my biggest pivots that I made in my life was recognizing that self-care piece. I started out very young in the professional world. I didn't want to work in fast food. There's nothing wrong with that. When I was 16, but that wasn't for me. I wanted to be a banker. And so I found my way into a summer internship when I was not even 16 yet. So it's an unpaid internship at Chase Bank that had just opened in Tempe, where I was living. And I did the work there so that when I turned 16, they actually offered me a job. And so I worked in their mailroom for 2 years until I could do something that was actually interacting with customers. And by the time I was 19, I was one of the youngest supervisors that they ever had. By the time I was 20, I was one of the youngest assistant vice presidents they ever had. I worked so hard, and I was young and pushing it. And that continued on. That continued on through my whole 20s. It wasn't until I had this big aha right before turning 30. I was at a conference. I went from conference to conference, meeting with landlords, meeting with developers, because I was already in the real estate world. Thankfully, it was a snowy New York day. Meetings were canceled. I went back to my hotel, and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I started getting on my computer to do something, but then I looked up what was pushed under my door, and there was a meditation center in the bottom of my hotel. It was this Shopro yoga, whatever this is. Shopro, I don't know what that was. I had no idea what I was walking into. It was Deepak Chopra's, one of his meditation yoga centers that he had in the city. And it just happened to be below my hotel. I went and I got to experience yoga for my very first time. And because it was this wonderful New York snowy day and everyone wasn't really moving as much, no one showed up to the yoga class except for me and one other person. So my first experience was this private session. It was amazing because for me, what it allowed me to do, more than any, again, of the poses, just allowed me to get a little quiet and shut down for a couple minutes, for about 60 minutes, and realize the wow, what just happened? And I realized the importance of what just happened. I was able to clue in to that and see that difference of what just happened. And ever since then, I've used that same mentality going forward. I then had the privilege of running a wellness center for several years, where the whole mission there was we worked with our clients to teach them, you need to put yourself first. I know that that can sound selfish at times because you're putting yourself first and you're used to taking care of your families and your children and everything else that comes through your household. But you need to take care of yourself first. So whether that is figuring out, sometimes that does mean you get up at 4:30 and you get that 30 minutes alone from 4:30 till 5 of just some peace and quiet, enjoy your coffee, enjoy a book, enjoy just looking out your window, whatever it might be. But you need to figure out how every day you give yourself that time for yourself. And when you do that, you will see that 30, even if it's just 30 minutes, you will see exponential results from that. So just think about that. Think about this challenge. You were able, over the course of this challenge, to put your time aside to join us for this hour, for you, for your learning, for your advancement. Continue to take this time that you put aside, and realize that you can do it for yourself too. So yes, Brenda, sit in your garden, find peace and gratitude. Lee and I talk about it on every single one of our calls. The word gratitude comes up. Because when you come from a place of gratitude, it just makes life so much easier. It just makes dealing with that difficult client, to bring this back into our business world and our events world. Coming from a place of gratitude, it makes dealing with that difficult client that much easier. That's how you can find the grace to do the dance around some of the things that your mind is blown that they're telling you or that they're screaming at you about, but you're able to handle it without coming back and screaming back at them. You're able to be in this place of, I got it, we're good, because you're in a place of gratitude. You're in a place of just this whole calmness that you can't have if the boulder's on top of you, that you can't have if earlier that day you push the boulder off of you for the 9th time. So, one of David's, things that he always says, similar to Lee's, which I love Lee's as well, is we don't want to do any projects where we're pushing boulders up a hill. If you're having to push everything and push it, and there's just so much resistance against it, something's not right. And you have to think about that too, because there is that word resistance. Sometimes resistance is there. Sometimes it's good to push through resistance, but sometimes resistance is there because you're not looking yet in the right place. It's pushing you back. It's pushing you back to say, okay, oh, if I go up this road though, the resistance in the boulder isn't there. So I'm still going forward. It's not about letting the resistance hold you down and hold you back and say, I'm just curling up into that Netflix ball on my couch and not going to do anything because it's COVID and events are canceled and nothing's going to happen until 2021. It's all right. This road's really hard. Use your perspective. You can go in a whole 360. That's our beauty of us, is that we can. And sometimes to see the else is out there, you sometimes do also need a guide. So be open to being coachable. And I know that a lot of you here in the VIP room with us, here in the mentorship program, you are open, you are coachable, you are here with us. I see it resonating of what we're talking about with you. Keep it, build on it and go. PJ, I love your smile. I just see you there smiling so much. Come on and share some more with us.
Well, I want to point out the power of not only self-care, but like if you really want to get lasting results in your business and in your life, sometimes you need to like actually learn something and have an experience that shifts you, like this challenge. But the number one biggest key to getting results in a sustainable way is ongoing support. Ongoing support. So I really want to encourage you to take this experience of the challenge and gift yourself some kind of ongoing support. You know, maybe that's forming a mastermind group with other people you met in the challenge. Maybe it's joining the Event Planners Association. Maybe it's joining the Get Started program with Joey and Lee, or maybe it's joining the David Totera mentorship. So whatever it is, you know, today is the day to decide, because what happens all too often, you know, I've been teaching for over 20 years, doing events for 14. And what I see over and over and over again is people will have an experience like this, and without that ongoing support, they just kind of slide back into their old routines and into their old way of doing things. And so right now, while you have the momentum of this challenge, while you've already done this amazing push to get the rocket, you know, off the ground, like, keep it going. Don't go back to the ground. Decide what kind of ongoing support you are going to put in place right now, and do it today. And so I do want to mention that today is the last day to enroll in the David Totera mentorship. So if that is something that you are considering, you definitely want to go to mentorwithdavid.com and sign up. And it's been really exciting to see wonderful new members signing up over the last few days. Welcome, welcome. We're so happy you're here. You're in for the experience of a lifetime. But, you know, this really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to learn from, you know, the most successful and accomplished, you know, event planning expert in the world. And if you connect with anybody that's already been in the mentorship program for the last 2 months, you know, they'll tell you it's life-changing to be in that energy, to receive that guidance. I mean, there's just like light bulbs going off right and left. You know, in the calls, David and Joey send out emails between the calls too, to like answer more questions, and everybody is just so on fire. It is the most inspiring, beautiful group of people. And if at all possible, if you see yourself having, you know, long-term success as an event planner, if there's any possible way you can make it work to join the mentorship program, then I want to encourage you to do that. And we've done a few things to make it easier for you. So the first thing we've done is we've priced it to be as affordable as humanly possible. It really should be at least $25,000, and it's only a fraction of that. So it's $29.97 if you're in a position to do the whole year. And if that's still too much, we've made it that where you can do payment plans, and not just like a 4-pay, but you can actually divide it up into 12 payments. So it's only $297 a month. So for $297, you can get started, you know, mentoring with David and Joey and Lee. And then another thing that we're doing to make it easy for you is we're giving you some extra support in the first 90 days to really help you ramp up your business. And that is, as a bonus, you're getting the Get Started 90-day program with Lee and Joey. So you get even more support. So I really want to encourage you to take advantage of this while you can. There is no plans or commitment to do another challenge. There is no plans or commitment to open enrollment for this program ever again, ever. So this is the day. This is the day. If there's any way you can make it work, I highly recommend you get in the program if you're not already. And if you're already in, yay, we're so excited for the journey. Now, if with all of that, you know, it's still just, you know, not quite there, then the next best thing, or not even next best thing, but another option is the Getting Started program with Joey and Lee. So Lee, can you share a little bit about what you guys have put together?
Yeah, and Keitha, thank you so much for sharing all of that, because right now that is exactly true. What we're doing is we brought mentorwithdavid.com to you guys. We promised it for a year. Tonight at midnight, we are closing that and making a wait list. We do not know if and when we're going to open it again. Joey and I are talking about something in the future because David has speaking engagements coming up. But what we decided was we're going to close it tonight at midnight, and we're going to focus on all of these founding members that have joined us and anyone who's joined us up until tonight at midnight Pacific time. I'm very clear, tonight at midnight Pacific time. Tonight at midnight Pacific time. Then it goes to a wait list. Once it goes to a wait list, we don't know when we're going to open again. When we do, we will let you know. But up until tonight at midnight, you're in. If you want to be in, you're in. After this, I'm going to protect David and Joey's mindset with the group and make sure that the people that come in are absolutely willing to do the work, absolutely willing to jump in and do the work. This is a no excuse community. This is a we get it done community. It is a we are paving a new way into the future together community. And what I call it is the Cool Kids Club. We get to be with David. We get to learn what he's doing. We get to learn how does he ask for a retainer? How does he deal with the great clients? How does he deal with the challenging clients? How does he convert them into great clients? And how does he even choose which clients he works with? And so because we're behind the scenes with David, and we get a bonus time with Joey, who runs the operations, who runs the day-to-day, how they manage their life. What we're doing is we're bonusing in Joey now because we know you guys want it and need it. I know it because I get Joey all the time and I realize how much he up-levels me in my life. And I want to share that with you guys. And I want to really help you guys be in the movement towards your best life. And PJ, Joey and I have made it that it's so easy. If you just want to get started with us and decide what you're doing later, we're going to do 3 months. We're doing Zoom calls. We are having a separate call than David is with his group. But a lot of the people in this group right now that are signing up get us as a bonus. So they're going to be working in both groups. And I actually think that's really special. Now, anyone who's signed up until now, our 100 founding members, you could buy your own way in for $497 as well. You have that option. We made it so it's affordable to you guys as well. It's up to you. I'm not saying you can't come, but that is your choice. Each of the challenges, we had different bonuses, and this is the one we chose to do this time based on feedback from the community. So I love that. And then we also brought Larissa to you guys as a mentor here forward as well in the event planning, in the Event Planners Association. So no matter what, we're here to support you at any level and all levels. So PJ, you know what? You're part of the inspiration for us too, because I've been coaching with you for more than 10 years and we take it to those bite-sized next step levels. We talk about each quarter. We plan in advance. We've done 10-year plans. We've done 3-year plans. We've done 1-year plans. And so we're just going to pull the curtain back in the Get Started package, Joey and I, on how do we do the step-by-step planning? How do we implement? How do we hire people? And then we'll answer questions too. So we're free to make the curriculum based on what you guys need in the moment.
So we have some questions on the Facebook group and in the chat about the Get Started program. So first of all, can you sign up for just the Get Started program? Yes. So like if the mentorship feels like too much of a stretch for you, we wanted to give you another option to kind of like ramp you up, over the next 90 days with Lee and Joey. So if you want to do just the Get Started program, you can do that. And we have people asking like, where do I sign up for that? How do I sign up for that? So Lee or Larissa or Tori, can you tell people where to go?
Yeah, it's mentorwithjoey.com because, we thought we'd keep it in the family and be smart. We did mentorwithdavid.com. And then as a gift for Joey, the team created mentorwithjoey.com. So that's your Get Started package. It's just a one pay, 3 months with us. We actually put in there, we're doing 3 Zoom calls. That's 1 a month, but we might bonus in a little bit of extra Q&A and see what the team needs. We're very flexible and Joey's so giving. He wants to make sure you guys have what you need, but we'll give at least 1 Zoom call every month. And we might have some surprises up our sleeves, including other community members we can bring in and dazzle, like RJ. RJ, we came in and she spoke about messenger bots. In a few minutes, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to announce something special that RJ and I are doing with ManyChat, and you guys are going to be invited as well. It's kind of like a field trip. So that's the kind of things that's going to happen when you guys are part of our group, is when we get invited to stuff, we want to invite you guys as community members. And I'll give you an example. Just 3 years ago, I was invited to New York Fashion Week, and we brought 140 of the event planners from the Event Planners Association. And David and Joey were part of our book that we launched at New York Fashion Week, and we got international bestseller in 8 countries. Because David and Joey were part of it and because we launched it at New York Fashion Week. So we want to do things like that coming up as well, like highlighting people in this membership in our books and on our podcasts so that they can be part of these future, field trips as well. Now, of course, a lot of the field trips right now are still online because we have to be in Zoom meetings. And even the one we're going to talk about a little bit later with ManyChat, surprise, is going to be online this year, but they've been in person in the past. And they hope maybe, 2021, 2022, they're going to be in person again. But you guys being part of our group, you get to come on those cool field trips with us. And Joey, I know you have lots of adventures, and you guys are going to be showing us true fashion, how you're helping different case studies right now and different clients. And you're going to be like, here's what we're navigating and doing in the real moment. Here's what our contracts look like. Here's how we protect ourselves from natural disasters in the future. So Joey, do you have something you want to add about the Get Started package?
Absolutely. I think, as Lee shared, we have fun with the program in general and being able to be energized by delivering this content. And so we are committed to the 3 Zoom calls, but there will be more. And we're going to go into, different questions than Mentor with David, some overlap, but pretty much different stuff where we're hopping more so into operations, into setting the vision, into the action plans, being accountable to those action plans. So keep pushing there. One of the things that we really look at in the Get Started program, one of the reasons we looked at that was for those people that are just saying, I don't know how to get started. Well, let's start somewhere. Let's start together. We created it for those that were unsure yet if they could jump into the David's mentorship program. Well, here's your stepping point. Jump in with us and then do this 90 days and then jump in with David after that. Or do both if you're the superstar student. We're here for you in any way. So we're excited about it. We're excited to grow it, see the questions that come in, have our hot seats where we're actually talking through and going down the rabbit hole of what choices do you have to make? How are you going to, be accountable for them? In David's mentorship this week, we're really excited for the call that comes in 2 days on Mentor with David, of going more so into this client attraction world and how to do it. Looking at some of these juicy things that he shared of the client presentations and proposals, and how do you continue to push and up level those? How do you, work and structure contracts and payments and all of that good stuff to protect you, and to make sure that you're making the most of your time. So we have a lot of different content to go through.
Hey, Joey, we have a question on the Getting Started program. Do you know what time you guys are doing the calls yet?
It will be at 5:30 Pacific.
5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern?
Correct.
PM, not AM, right?
Yeah, yes.
Do you know what day?
I believe we are shooting, it will either be the 2nd or the 4th Wednesday of the month. So it will be, basically the mentorship call is done at 5 p.m. Pacific. We go over sometimes on that one. So there will be a little break and then we'll come back on for the Get Started with Lee and I.
Okay, that totally makes sense. And then do you guys know if there's any way to, is it possible to do a payment plan, or is it just a one-time payment?
I believe that setup is just the one-time payment.
All right, so one-time payment for $497. That's at mentorwithjoey.com, and that's for the 90-day Get Started program with Joey and Lee. And if you are signing up for the mentorship right now, or if you just signed up for the mentorship in the last few days, you actually get that as a bonus. If you're considering signing up for the mentorship, today is the last day. Enrollment closes. We might open it again in the future, but there's no promise or guarantee or commitment of that. So I would get in while you can. And then also you get that awesome bonus of the 90 days with Joey and Lee. So there you go. Joey, what are you most excited about with the Get Started program? Actually, sorry, I got to interrupt that. So I just have to tell you, you guys, you might be a little mad at me, but I'm very protective of Lee and Joey. So I was like, are you guys sure you want to do this? Because I know you're super busy. I mean, Lee's working on a $25 million deal right now for one of our other brands. And I'm like, Are you absolutely sure? Like, I want to protect your energy. I want to protect your time. And both Lee and Joey are just like so passionate about supporting you and so in love with this community that they're like, yes, we want to do this. I'm like, okay. You know? So Joey, what are you most excited about with this Getting Started program?
You know, the reason why we can do it and why I think Lee and I are committed to doing this is that this energizes us. Being able to share and see the transformations and the success stories and be part of others' journeys is, you know, our way of showing up in service and our way of showing up in service to others and being there to support, to shine lights where they need to be shined, and, you know, help everyone look in a different direction, get those blinders off. You know, to be able to see the aha moments, those are great. You know, I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Is I love, you know, I try not to do it too much. I get sidetracked in the Zoom chats, but I love to be able to just look over at the side chat bar and just see the wow, or, oh my God, you just said that. I believe that. I do that too. Or that's a new way of looking at something. Seeing that excitement, that recharges all of us and just makes the rest of the day after we get off the call even that much better.
Cool. And then I got to ask you, Lee, same question. What are you most excited about with the Getting Started program?
Well, David has said it from the beginning. David has said he wished he had this in place for himself when he got started. And that's one of the things that Larissa said, who's been doing this for decades, is she wished she had this when she started. And what I realize is, as we're all reinventing our business right now, this is the perfect time that we get to do it together. This is the perfect time that we get to be better together. That's what this says, better together. And that's my theme right now. You know, it's fun. It's fun to be on this journey. As RJ and I are thinking of this field trip for the Manny Chat fans, it's like, wow, we get to do it together. And I'm like, RJ, can we do a little debrief with everyone after so we can reconnect, just like people would at the conference? They'd go to the bar and have a drink, or they'd have dinner together. We want to create those experiences inside this group. And we're energized by thought leaders who love to enjoy their life, right? That's what Joey's saying. He's like, we designed our life to enjoy it both in work and in play. We want our home life and our work life to both be something we look forward to. And so the more that they're in the frequency of having fun and it being easy and it being joyful, the more that they're in that, the more that they could show us and shine a light on how we can do it with ourselves and how we can do it together. And I think that's my biggest piece of all of this is the collaboration that's coming out of it. Right? Collaboration and community and creativity and all of those make us happier together, right? Nobody has to do it by themselves. And everyone's reinventing right now. Everyone is. So let's be part of this movement together. That's why I want to be with Melissa Banks. That's why I want to be with Francesca. We invited them to be ambassadors in our community, because not only are they event planners, but they're forward-thinking leaders and they want to be on this journey. And I'm like, wait, let's make it easy for you guys to be on this journey with us, for you guys to be pillars and to share with people. Like in the beginning, you didn't even have new clients, but along the way, I mean, Melissa has added 5 or 6 new clients just from mentoring with David. And that's one of her stories she shared with us. And what it did was showed me that credibility of working with David gave her more confidence to go out in the world and create. And I'm like, that's exactly what we want to happen. So Melissa showed us it's possible. And in our very first challenge, we only had 400 people we invited. We only invited 400 people in the first challenge so that we could see, is this something David and Joey really want to do? Is it something that the community responds to? Do we have people like Melissa Banks showing up and playing full out? And when all those pieces fell into place and everyone was a yes and another yes and another yes, and then Melissa blew our mind because she was better than we ever imagined, right? She was like, mindset, willing to learn, willing to do the work, willing to practice, and then share with David and Joey what she learned and how to take it to the next level. And, you know, she could go back to her clients and say, hey, you know, I just spoke to David DeTerra and here's one of the things he said. And I thought, wow, what a gift this is. What a gift. It's a gift of collaboration. It really is. And so it's putting the right who's in the room that now are worthy of collaborating and lifting together. And so I think that's what Joey and David have done, is they've set the standard for us to grow into. And yeah, we're all learning and we're all up leveling. And I love it that we get to do it together. And I love that Francesca showed up. I mean, she was in challenge 2. She's managing 2 little ones. Here she is in challenge 3, and she's figuring out how to do it all. And behind the scenes, my team is like, how can we ask her to be part of this journey with us? How can we ask her to be an ambassador and one of the leaders? Because she inspires us. And so that's what makes me happy. And that's what we talked about in our team meeting this morning, is how do we share the energy and focus on those people who are taking us in a positive mindset, really excited about the work. Every day they celebrate the next level up that they've done and shared it with us. And I watched Sherry do it too, and make her background nicer and put her pictures up. And I just have watched Brenda, who up-leveled her background and inspired us, and Narina, who was on here with flowers. And then all of a sudden the next day, more people had flowers. And I just see like how electric it is. PJ, we've created an electric community, and we've created something so special. I want to keep it going.
I love it. I love it. And actually, you pointed out something really good, Lee, which is it's mentoring with David, mentoring with you and Joey, not just for the sake of having a great experience, which of course it's a great experience, but this is to help move you to the next level of your business. So how many clients would you need to have that be the best investment you've made in your entire life? You know, Francesca mentioned, I've already gotten a few clients to book with me because of this experience, just starting, right? I mean, you can already leverage the challenge. Imagine how you can leverage a whole year of mentoring with David and or 90 days of mentoring with Lee and Joey. So I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people sign up saying, okay, like I'm pulling the first payment together, you know, and then it's on me to go and get those clients and get that motivation and make it happen. And then lo and behold, they're able to make all their payments, their business grows. You know, I've seen people double their income, triple their income. And that's really what's possible. You know, the return on investment here is so huge. And as Tori mentioned in the VIP chat, it's an investment at first, but if you implement what you're learning, then it's going to pay off. And that's the point.
And on top of it, it's a tax deduction because it's your continuing education. And one of the things, if you have a dedicated CPA that you work with, you'll see, like if you go to a restaurant or you do regular expenses, some of those expenses are 50% you personal and 50% business. And so you are paying some taxes on it. But when it's related to continuing education, check with your CPA. In California, if it's continuing education, it's now an expense that's 100% deductible. And so like when I send my veterinarians or I send my team for continuing education or mentorship, that goes into a category of CE, continuing education. So check with your accountant, check with your team. That should be a tax deduction for your business because it's an investment in your education for you as a CEO and as an entrepreneur of your business. And so as long as you're an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp and your designation is done properly, then check with your advisor and see if this is actually a deduction for continuing education for you.
Yeah, and I don't think you need to have a C Corp. I was able to write off continuing education
LLC
before. No, even in many years ago when I was just sole proprietor. So check with your CPA because you might not even need to do that. And then in terms of investment, I want to point out that in the investment world, if you get like a 10% return on your investment, like that's considered pretty good, right? I do encourage you to look at this as an investment, whether it's the mentorship, the Get Started program, the EPA membership, or even just like the VIP upgrade here, for this challenge. It is an investment in your business. And often the highest return on investment you can ever get is investing in yourself and in your business, right? So I remember, my first big program was way more. I invested, almost $10,000 for my first mentor. And that year I earned an additional $210,000. So if you round that up to 10, and that's like 200,000 in profit. What is that? A 2,000% return on investment? I mean, it's like, it's crazy. And so that's the kind of ROI you're signing up for when you invest in yourself at this level, when you're committed to implementing what you're learning and getting results. And what I have seen of everyone in the mentorship so far, in the Facebook group, on the calls, the people in this group are so committed and so engaged. Like that's the community you want to be in. Those are the people you want to network and mastermind with. Like, everybody is showing up at such a high level. It calls everybody else to show up at a high level too. And it's really inspiring and exciting to see and to be a part of. Yeah.
So in the David and Mentor with David, we're bringing on over the next month, we're bringing the mentees in the program on screen with us to go through challenges. We're bringing them on here. An email's going out that we're asking 2 people to submit their websites for website reviews, where you're coming on with David on Zoom, and everyone in the group gets to learn from that one-on-one experience you'll have. Lee and I are going to do the same in our Get Started program, where we're going to invite you on screen with us. And we're going to ask you, and we're going to hold you accountable for questions and challenges. You're going to ask us for help or our guidance on a question. We'll give it. And then we're going to follow back up on you on our next call and pull you in there and see what successes you've had on that. Because that's what this whole thing about being part of a group and better together is. We learn from each other. We get inspired from each other. We're there to pull each other up. So being part of one or both programs is just an added bonus for you. And we're here to make sure that we're delivering on that. We talk, as you've probably now figured out, we talk quite often about what we're doing here to make sure that we are delivering value, that we are listening, and we are taking feedback in. That's the beautiful part about having a team, thankfully, is that we're able to go through all the feedback that does come in and really find some of the top pieces that are being asked for and then deliver on it and build new content around it. Or, Lee can reach into our Rolodex and find a great expert to come in and do a bonus masterclass on something. So it's wonderful.
And I look at all of my masterminds, and I look at the people who got there in the beginning. And I mentioned to you guys, I work with Dan Sullivan, and Dan Sullivan is, a very high level mastermind. And some of the people in that group have been there 20, 21, 22 years. I've been in there for 7. I'm like one of the newbies in my group, and there's only 33 of us. It's very high level. But the ones who've been there 20, 21, 22 years, they have a relationship with Dan that goes back to the beginning. And I see Dan coach to them differently because he knew them at the beginning. And that's what I see with you guys in this founders group and in the beginning of this first round of us doing Mentor with David. I see you guys have that same opportunity like these early birds did with Dan Sullivan, you guys do with David. David is the one that's most relevant for event planners. And here you guys get to be in that inner circle from the beginning. He never did this before. He's never done this before. And like I said, he wished he had it. He said it multiple times, but he's giving it. And that's the piece that I think is the most exciting, is the access. And PJ, you're right. If people got a 10% return and it's $297 a month, you only need to add $30 to your contract to get a really nice return, and you get the tax deduction. So again, we made it so easy so that you guys could say yes, but I think it will pay off in spades, and it'll be just blossoming in your business to say that you're working with David. Even if you're on a client call today and you say, oh, in 2 weeks, I'll be talking to David and let me see what the group says. In my mastermind with David, let me see what they say. That's going to add credibility for your contracts. That's going to add structure for you to be able to say, I'm investing in my education and I'm connecting with the highest level of event planners on the planet. That's what it is. These are the people that are going into the future together. So I love that we did this. I just personally, I know it's going to happen at midnight tonight. Tori's going to start getting a flood of calls saying, I missed the deadline, but I want in anyway. And I'm just letting you guys know, we are event planners with deadlines and timelines that we have to respect in our own business. And those deadlines and timelines that we respect in our own business, when we respect it, our clients will show up and respect it. It's that same frequency. How we treat others is how other people will show up, because we're modeling that, we're being on that frequency. And so we had to give a hard stop tonight at midnight. We've given you guys all week to enjoy the challenge for free. The graduation was absolutely a present for me. And I will tell you, I don't know if I'll ever do it again, because it was way more work and way more effort than any of you could know. And Tori and Larissa in the background have been working nonstop, but this is a present for me. So don't show up like, oh my God, where's mine? Where's mine? Just just calm down. If you earned it, we want to give it to you for sure. But Tori's doing the best she can to keep up with everyone. And a lot of them were automatically sent with your name, the way you typed it in, and your email address that you typed in. So if you mistyped it, we automated it so we couldn't make a mistake. So you guys need to be a little nice and be not Tori, you have to do this for me, but Tori, I apologize, I made a mistake. Can you help me make it better? Because she's doing a gift. I'm financing the gift, but I want Tori in our future, not in our past. And now our graduation is our past. So every minute you guys are asking her something about graduation, that's already so yesterday. We're on to the next thing. So I want her in our future and excited about what's coming up next. And so you guys help me do that. And the more that you help me do that, the more people will show up for your events with that same respect. So when you're cutting the cake, they're already there taking pictures and making you look good. Not just saying, where's my plate? Where's my cake? No, they're saying, how can I be of service? That's why all of you that posted your videos and Get Bravo videos and all of you that posted your pictures and your graduation stuff, that makes us so happy. That makes us so happy to see you guys celebrating. We see how serious you take it. And it tells Joey and I, we need to figure out ways to celebrate you more like that, because I see how much you guys want to be celebrated. And the more we celebrate you, and the more you have a rite of passage that we can celebrate you, the more you can turn around and do it for your community. So we see that multiplying and we love it. And I do want to bring RJ on for 1 second. Is that okay, Joey?
Sure. And then I'll share after that.
Okay. And the reason I want to bring RJ on is because we're talking about multiplying. And in every single one of the challenges, we learned how to connect at a more meaningful level. And on this one, we used ManyChat. We played around with it. We played around having connections with you guys. And RJ came in as our champion. She's been doing ManyChat and messenger bots for 3 years. And RJ, was it so much fun to be part of this community?
It's a ridiculous amount of fun. And Lee, I've got a complaint.
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to be able to hang out with Joey. I've gotten used to these meetings and this joy in the middle of my day. It's going to be, gone now.
So boring.
So we're going to have to talk about that.
The same thing. Skippy had the day off yesterday and he's like, Lee, I'm missing going live today. What am I going to do? I feel bored. I want to be live. So I totally get what you're saying, because we're on this wave together and we've had 3 months of it. We've had like 15 live hours plus bonuses, and yesterday for me too, it seemed like, wow, it's kind of like boring in comparison. But luckily we had today set up with PJ coming on and Joey and you. But one of the things I want to mention, RJ, is that you inspired us last Thursday when you talk about the messenger bots and how engaged this community is, like off the charts engaged. What we did was we reached out to the CEO of ManyChat, whom 3 years ago I interviewed on a TV show. And I reached out to him and texted him while we were live and sent him a picture of you leading the class. And I said, here's RJ leading a class. We have over 8,000 event planners in here we're sharing this with. And he was so excited that he said, why don't you invite the event planners to our conference coming up in October? And Larissa, is it October 6th, 7th, 8th? October 6th, 7th, 8th. It's going to be online on Zoom. And he's going to give us a coupon code so we can come at a discounted rate and as a group. And so RJ and I are putting things together, like how can we have a little debrief at the end so we can talk about what we learned. But what's going to be really awesome about this is Larissa's going to put up a sheet. You can sign up for it, put your name and your email. And what's going to happen is we're going to go with that list to the CEO of ManyChat, and he's going to create a special coupon code for us. And then you guys go buy your ticket, and then we can meet there. We'll be part of a group, and then we'll set up some time for Zoom debriefs after the conference so we can see how we can lift each other up with this new skill we're learning together. And that's one of the things that we wanted to do, was say, hey, these are kind of like little field trips we can do together. Just like I took 140 people to New York Fashion Week. What if we took 140 people to the ManyChat conference, learned it together, debrief it together, and then we can play around and share it and up level each other. So RJ, do you love this? Like, you and your team are joining us.
We are, and they are ridiculously excited to come and join us. We are so excited. And the part that I'm really excited about is the debrief afterward. I love to teach people. I love it. And so folks, write down your questions. We'll get to them over a cup of coffee or whatever beverage you'd like to drink afterwards. And we're going to have some fun. We're going to learn a lot about engagement marketing. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And the stuff that you're learning there, you can learn you can use everywhere. And may I tell a little story, Lee?
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
A tiny one.
Is that okay with you, Joey? You have a minute? Okay, good. Go ahead, RJ.
I want to talk to you about 2 years ago this week was my very first speaking engagement live in front of an audience of people. I got up there, I did my thing. I have no idea even what I said, but the lady who was giving the event said, "That's it. I'm coaching you and I'm going to shoot you out of a cannon." And I didn't even know what she was talking about at that time, but she had this program available at the event. And I want to tell you, I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I was so afraid. It was a lot. It would cost a lot more than the programs that they're offering this group right now. But I loved her and I knew she would teach me well, but I was so afraid of the investment. So I didn't take her up on it. I didn't take her up on it for 7 months. And in that next 7 months, I lost a lot of money. I misspent a lot of money because I was taking opportunities that I shouldn't be taking, but I didn't know because I didn't have someone to mentor me through that experience. So I just want to say ongoing support, no matter how you get it, keep going however you have to, however you want to. The mentorship with David, I'm about to take it. I don't even plan events, but this is such a great opportunity because it's so hard out there to find people who care about you. This group of people right here cares about you. That's all I have to say about it. I love you guys. I am going to miss our meetings. We may have to schedule some more just for me. I don't know.
I know, but that's part of the reason. I mean, what we're saying in this group is we get inspired to collaborate. And because of your work with us and because of your enthusiasm and how you showed up and how you taught a masterclass, I look for ways for us to collaborate more. That's exactly what I did. I created a way for us to deepen our relationship, just like I did with David and Joey. I'm modeling that for you guys. I'm also modeling it with Larissa. I'm like, oh my God, you're a rock star. How can I deepen my relationship with you? How can I work with you more? David and Joey, it's like a dream come true. Like it's at the highest level. I didn't even know it was possible. My team even asked, like, how did we make this happen? It is a dream come true. So that one seems like a no-brainer. Like, I just feel like everyone after midnight tonight is going to call me and say, oh my God, I didn't do it. How can I do it? And I'm going to be like, this was your chance, right? And a lot of you guys are already in there because you're the smart ones. I see this VIP room. A lot of you like wave your hands. You're in there already. I know it because you're the smart ones. And I want everyone to have this opportunity because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This particular momentum of this group is going to be incredibly special. It's our beta group inside of Event Planners Association right now too. For Larissa, it is an opportunity for a beta. It is an opportunity. And yes, that's an easy commitment that you can do, but I want to make sure you understand that I would do all three. If I was starting out right now, I'd be investing at that level and saying it's still less than a degree at any college and it's going to serve me better. I want to be with the event planners and be part of that with Larissa. I want to be with Lee and Joey because I want to get started and see the short term. What do I need to do right now? And with David, that's an absolute no-brainer. So thank you guys for giving us time to share this. And I'm so excited you're on this journey with us. Larissa is going to post a list in the Facebook group to sign up for the Manny Chat conference coming up. Even if you can't do all 3 days and you can only do one, still sign up. It's not going to be very expensive. We're going to get special rates. But the thing is, they're going to have workshops. They're going to have breakouts. They're going to have hands-on how to do your own Manny Chat. And the reason I'm saying is not to only go and learn Manny Chat, but go and watch how they run the conference. Be a student of how do they do breakouts? How do they do hands-on workshops? How do they engage us? Because the CEO of that company is so engaging. He is going to show us things we never thought about. He already told me, Lee, I have surprises for you guys. I have surprises they have more than 5,000 attendees coming already. And those 5,000 attendees, we're going to watch. How do they check people in? How do they manage them? How do they engage them? How do you talk about the topic you want to talk about? Maybe they have 20 topics. How do they assign you to a room? How do they assign you to an instructor? All of this is your learning opportunity. It's a front row seat of how does a company who used to meet in person now meet online with more than 5,000 entrepreneurs. And we just happen to have RJ in the room who gets it and can pull the curtain back and debrief with us. And so by being part of this community, that's the VIP special piece of it, is all the people in mentorship we're going to invite to the debrief, because we want you on this ride with us. We want you on this journey. All those people that are in our betas and are in our founders group, they're going to be invited to those debriefs with people like RJ. They're going to be invited to the debriefs in the future that we talk about, as a matter of fact, in many categories, right, Joey? You and I have a lot of friends in high places, and we want to bring their genius to the group.
So let me hour that we've shared here together with just a couple thoughts. I want to, we always want to have your takeaways, have that aha that hopefully can come to you from this of change. Change is a process. You have to be open to it. You have to be willing to be vulnerable to it. You have to be willing to take that first step, not knowing how you're going to land it. You don't just wake up and become a butterfly. The caterpillar goes through a process to become the butterfly. But we're here. We have programs to support you through that process of change, through that process of growth, because growth is a process, and hopefully growth is a never-ending process for you, because you're always looking to see how you can do better, how you can make that next event better, how you can make that next day of your life better for you personally, for your family, for all those around you that you touch, because it is community. And, having a community to support you just makes it, doing it all that much easier. But remember with what I started out with too. You need to allow space for yourself. Create that bubble for yourself every day that just gives you the space for whatever that day you need. Whether it's that space that you just need because you need to get out there and you need to just do your happy dance. Do your happy dance. Give yourself that space for that happy dance. If you give yourself that space to just maybe cry, it's totally okay. Take that space and go sit there, let that energy come out, cry. If you need to take that space to scream, take the space to scream. If you need to take it to just sit there and be quiet, take it. The important piece is take it and take care of yourself every single day. Hold yourself accountable to that, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that can on that one. We can give you some cues, we can give you some suggestions, but it's up to you always to take action, to grow and to be there, and to know that you're not alone, because as Lee said, we are here together and we can build this together. We can get energized from each other and really have a lot of fun at it. So I'm so excited for the programs that we've created. The Mentor with David program is absolutely amazing. The people in it are so phenomenal. And I think building connections and growing. I'm excited now that we get at this next level with Lisa and I with the Get Started program. So join us. You won't regret it. And if you do, call me and we'll talk through it and you won't regret it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are so generous. We're so grateful for you. Not only you, Joey, but for David and for you guys sharing your time and energy. PJ, I'm going to bring it back to you. I know you've been reading the chat. You might have a couple more questions and we'll sign off in just a couple minutes. But I want to just tell everyone out there, we're so grateful that you showed up. You invested time in yourself. You helped this community just grow in leaps and bounds, not only in size, but in heart space and heart connection. And just watching all of you do the work, learning about sound healing, learning about Reiki, really leveling up, just like Joey said, investing in your self-care. I could feel it. I could feel all of us have made leaps and bounds together, and it really is beautiful. And PJ, you're amazing. Like you managing a toddler at home and your community and me and this whole community. You've made it look very easy, but we appreciate you so much for showing up, for being a guiding light for us, for being just a ray of sunshine every single time we work together, whether it's in person or online. I am very, truly grateful from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you so much. It's so exciting to be part of this. And we had a couple more questions that I want to make sure we answer, and then we'll wrap up with like your call to action. Like, how are you going to go from here and leverage the momentum of the challenge? So question number one is, how is the 90-day program different than this challenge? How are those calls different than the lives we've been doing?
Some of it will be a continuation because what we've learned is have to hear things 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And then when it's relevant for you, you really hear it. And so a lot of it's going to be some of the things we've talked about in marketing, operations, sales, and finance, but it's going to be what you guys need on this next part of the journey. Like you guys were introduced to ManyChat. Maybe you need a little deeper dive. You guys were introduced to internet marketing. Maybe you need to know what email choices you have to use. Maybe some photo choices. All of that's going to come true with Joey and I. But Joey and I have structure in place on how we run our multi-million-dollar companies. And we're going to share some of that structure with you guys one step at a time. Joey, did you want to add anything to that? Because I know your heart is overflowing with so much information for the group and you've been planning it out. And you have, hundreds of hours in coaching time that you've done for people over the years. And you're bringing that coaching expertise here.
Yeah, I think our piece in the Get Started is really focused around that vision of what does your dream business look like? What does your dream life look like? And then holding you accountable, helping you figure out those action steps. We're not going to tell you the action steps. We'll help you figure them out. And then we'll have a group and a support to hold you accountable to it. But being part of both programs, you have double the support. You have some overlap, but you have double the support there too. So we're here. The main message is we're here for the support in your growth process. We're here to build community. We're here to create exciting opportunities for your business, for yourself. We're here to deliver on what the name of this challenge what has been the series of creating your dream business, creating your dream life. So we look forward to it. We're honored for those that have already joined us. And for those that haven't yet, we look forward to having you on board with us.
Awesome. And then the next question is, I'm already part of the mentorship. I signed up for EPA a few days ago. I'd like to sign up for Mentor with Joey. Just wanted to know, is there a deadline for Mentor with Joey? Deirdre, if you signed up a few days ago, you got it as a bonus, so you don't need to worry about that. But that is a good question for people who are considering the Get Started program. When does it start? When do they need to sign up by?
Joey and I are picking the date. It's the end of September, right after the David meeting, right, Joey?
The fourth Wednesday of this month. So between now and then to sign up, but the sooner you sign up, then you'll start getting access to any bonuses that we want to throw out to the group. So
sooner is better than later, for sure. All right, cool.
You're right. For this challenge, for challenge number 3, this is our bonus in challenge number 3, because it's one of the things that we wanted to add to thank you for saying yes in this challenge. And I know a lot of you missed the first 2 challenges, and this is part of the way that we know you get those same benefits that you needed from the first 2 challenges that you might have missed. But now that you're joining on the 3rd, this is our way of making sure you can catch up and go with us.
Awesome. So to review, here we go. We are wrapping up the Create Your Dream Event Planning Business Challenge Part 2. It's been a wild ride. Thank you for jumping in and engaging and doing good Bravo videos and posting in Facebook. We see you, we adore you, and we're so happy that you're here. And so to take all these amazing gifts that Lee and Joey and the rest of the team have put together for you and really build on this for the future, I want to remind you once more, the key is going to be ongoing support. So today, decide what that looks like for you. Are you going to move forward with the David Totaro mentorship? If you're not already signed up for that, you can learn all about it at mentorwithdavid.com. The deadline to sign up for that is midnight Pacific tonight, September 7th. I don't know if we're ever going to offer this opportunity again, because David and Joey are getting busier with, the new TV show and different gigs, and who knows? All I know is you can do it now, right? So if that's something you want to do and there's any way at all that you can possibly make it work, jump in and do that. It's only $297 to get started, and then that lights a fire under your butt to go get some clients, right? If that's a little bit too much stretch, the other option is the Getting Started with Joey and Lee program, and you can find out more about that and sign up at mentorwithjoey.com. So we got mentorwithdavid.com, mentorwithjoey.com. And then another option that we've brought up a couple times is to join the Event Planners Association. This is not a mentorship program, but it is, more resources and more community. So definitely worth doing. I would do both if you can. And we have a bunch of questions about how do I sign up for that? Go to eventplannersassociation.com, click join us, and that's only $20 a month. So hopefully you can do both. It does lend your business and you some credibility to be part of a professional association, and you do get resources and templates and community there. So it's definitely worthwhile. And then if all of that is just too much, then I encourage you to reach out to people you've met through this challenge and form a mastermind group. But like, no matter what, do not go to sleep tonight without deciding what kind of ongoing support you're going to put in place for yourself.
Right.
All right.
This is a once in a lifetime to be able to mentor with David, but it is true. You have the videos from these challenges. You can go in and get the videos. This is your own MBA coursework. A lot of people, especially in Challenge 2, PJ, when we put Challenge 2 together, that was intentional so that you guys would have the nuts and bolts of how to run your business. So I recommend absolutely going through those challenge videos again, making sure that you are absolutely educated on that. Everyone that's in mentorship gets access to the videos, but watching challenge number 2, what it does is it really revs you to be very ready for Mentor with David, because you will have done that work around your vision. You will have done that work to find out what's your best marketing channels, who's your ideal client. And the more you show up in the group ready with that, the more that you can expand it. You'll know who your natural collaborators are. You'll be open for ideas at that level. So rather than just designing it, you'll actually be building it and launching it. So I recommend going back through the videos, do the work. I do it. RJ and I, we watch videos all the time in the things that we love. I caught myself doing it at 1 o'clock in the morning the other day, and I'm like, I could teach this, but there's still something I got out of the video from someone else's perspective that helped me. And I took a lot of notes in here. As you guys have seen, we've actually, this challenge, we wrote up the notes. We made them like posters so you can download them and print them and put them up in your office. So we remind you of those golden nuggets. Those golden nuggets that David and Joey gave you are in those notes. So the 5 days of challenge 3, which is our second part of this challenge, are 5 days. All 5 days, there's notes, print them out. You can remember them. You can refer back to them. You can show them to your clients that, hey, this is some of the stuff I learned together. But also you can see the best marketing things that work for your business. So again, Joey, I am delighted. I feel like I absolutely am living a dream come true by having this time with you, and even more time coming up. And I just feel so grateful that you and David are real. You and David are transparent. You actually share your heart for the right reasons, and that you take us on this journey with you is just so delightful. And I'm so grateful.
It's an absolute pleasure. I'm happy to be on this journey with you as well, Lee, and that we'll get more time together with our group in the Get Started program. And I'm so excited to see everyone in the Mentor with David program on Wednesday. We have a really, really great call that's set up, a great training call to take you through the next set of steps. We listen, we're there. I mean, David has opened up a private email for the group that he's taken his time to go through and answer those questions as well. Which was another added bonus to the Mentor with David program. And there will be more there too. David and I talk about the mentorship program. It is a gift, and it is an opportunity that you guys have given to us to be there. And so we always are looking for other ways to surprise and to deliver more. And that's, I think, the message. And I hope that's what you take away as the message for yourselves and your business too, of how do you be transparent in how you operate your business? How do you deliver more of an experience than what's expected for you? Because that's what gets you to that next level. That's another one of those pieces that just elevates you. So we're trying to model it for you and hope that you take it that away too. So thank you. Thank you for being part of our 3 challenges that we've done. They've been amazing. Thank you to the team. Thank you to the team for all the hundreds and hundreds of hours that went into the behind the scenes of the challenge. The team has been absolutely amazing. And the team has learned also. We all have learned, but everyone's putting in the work. That's the message. Put in the work and great things will happen. You will be excited. You will be a superstar. You are a superstar because you showed up. You're here with us. You're here. There's great things to do. There's more to learn. There's more growth to happen. So just smile, share it, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see you on Wednesday, because I know you're signing up for haven't yet.
Yay. Thank you, everyone. PJ, I think you're going to get ready to take us out, but I think Skippy's going to want us to do a little happy dance together so he can catch it on video. So is everyone ready for that? Skippy, are you ready? Okay, so we're going to do a little happy dance and he's going to capture it. You guys are gorgeous. This has been so much fun. I got to say, I feel like this happy dance is, oh my God, it's just the beginning of how we're going to be together. So thank you, everyone. Skippy, go ahead and take us out. PJ, anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Yeah, I will say, just to wrap up, I ran into this online, meme that just stopped me in my tracks, and I've shared it a lot since then. It said, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And so I really encourage you to take that to heart. Again, set yourself up with whatever ongoing support you can so that your future self is like, thank you so much for this experience.
Excellent. Thank you, PJ. Words of wisdom. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you, RJ, RB, Francesca, Soraya, everyone out there, all of you, Brenda, that has been here and just such a great student, and Sherry, and every single one of you. Thank you, Cece, for being here on this ride, and Francesca for being an ambassador with us, and Gail and Marilyn. And oh my God, you guys just make my heart so happy. And Deirdre, I see your big smile there, and Christy, and every one of you. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for saying yes, being in this community. Tori and Larissa, thank you for saying yes to be part of our future leadership team and taking and guiding us and, creating something so special. And all of you have a beautiful day. We're going to sign off Facebook for now. We'll be back and visit you guys. We haven't picked out what day we're going to do master classes in the future, but I will tell you, we'll be back at 10 a.m.s on certain days and surprise you. So keep looking out for that. You might get a notification if you turn it on, but we'll be back with some of my friends and sharing and some of the case studies from the group. And we're going to keep the group going. We want to celebrate. We want to celebrate where we are and just keep blossoming. So rather than shutting down the Facebook group, we're going to keep it open. The mentorship group will have their own Facebook group in addition. You guys will deep dive together exclusively, but we'll keep this also open for the future. So bye everyone on Facebook. Skippy, go ahead and take us out. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate you learning and just making this such a great experience for all of us. Bye everyone. Thank you.